Hello guys, muri sei ndinokuchingamidzai mese pachirongwa My Story with Lady P kana kuti maitino. Yes, vazhinji munondiziva kuti maitino naye, but zvakangonaka zvakadaro. So kana wanga usati wati follow, ndinokumbirawo kuti unopressa button rakanzi subscribe, over 20 follower, over press a notification button so that you won't miss out on any of our stories. We have got lots of stories. Yes, lots of stories. So dzimwe dzacho ndichaita dzokuverenga, dzimwe dzacho I will be just narrating nyaya dzevanhu, you know. So today I came with a story yatino. Ndatirega ndimbotsaura nawo yatino nekuti vanhu vakawanda vane mubvunzo kuti anombonzi tino uyu anembori nemakore mangani, ko tino uyu chii chinomboitika muupenyu hwake, makamuzvara akadaro here, akambofamba here, akambotaura here. So nhasi ndati ayewa, ndisati ndanzwa nyaya dzenyu, regai ndimboyoka ndimbotaura pamusoro penhau yekamukomana kangu kanonzi Tino, kamunongondiziya muchikaziyawo ende vazhinji muchikafarira. So Tino mwana mukomana akazvarwa mugore ra2013. So tisati tasvika ipapo pekuti azvarwa, tunotangira pamimba yake. Mimba yaTino has got so many challenges. Pane zvinhu zvakawanda zvaiitika panombi iyoyo. Ndo pandakadiscover kuti aiwa baba vake vakanga vatone munhu wavaifambidzana naye wavaida, avaimuda. So zvisinei tainetsana. You know, ukangoziva kuti murume wangu atora kana kuti akudanana neumwe munhu, unotori nekunetsana nekurusana kwakanyanyisa. Saka takazosvika paposition yekuti ana chiremba kuchipatara vaiti mwana anooperatwa muna October. And then inini nokutiwo I wasn't very sure, I wasn't counting kuti mimba yaTino ine mamonths mangani, and out of stress and depression as well I lost the count. Ndopandakati no, let me go naTino. Let me go ku Zimbabwe, ndonosunungukira mwana wangu ku Zimbabwe, because anachiremba vaiti operation. And then my husband said, okay, let me say my ex-husband said, he can't pay the bills and he is not ready to take care of me after giving birth. So I was afraid. I said to myself, okay, so what can I do now? Let me just go home. Then I decided to go home to Zimbabwe. Then when I went home in Zimbabwe, October, gone. November, gone. And then came December. But then before December, I went to see this spiritual woman who prayed for me and gave me this water. And she said to me, this water was going to help me to deliver safely. But then when she gave me that water, I was supposed to drink it until in December. Then I was saying to her, why are you giving me this water until December? You know, it was something that was so strange for me because I thought I was going to give birth in October. But anyway, she said, this water, you're going to drink it until December, you know? So I drank the water and ndamwa mvura paya. Then, I think a day after I finished drinking that water, that's when the labor pain started. Ndakatanga kurwadziwa nemimba, and then I had to go to the hospital. Zvisinei kuchipatara, I give birth zvakatonakisisa, normal delivery. I was so happy, and my child was big, you know, and he was also healthy, and yeah, he was strong and fit. There was no any symptoms ekuti unoona kuti mwana uyu pane chiripo, you know, pakanga pasina kana chinohwani chinoratidza kuti mwana pane chiripo. And then they do the test, you know, after giving birth. You know what they do, they check the child if everything is okay. But then everything was 100%, and then I was discharged. Tataenda kumba, tasvika kumba, the child was growing so nice and so fast. Aitonyasokura zvitori boy, and everyone was so like, you had a big boy here. And then tiriko kumusha ikoko, I discovered something, that whenever something wants to happen, Tino would cry. You know, he was like a prophet, because it was like whenever something wants to happen, he would notify us by crying. You know, you would cry and non-stop until that thing happened. So I remember on one occasion, he cried like throughout the night, and we didn't know why the child was crying. And then during the day, he was fine, and then at night again he cried, but then we didn't understand. But I remember that day that our house caught fire from Norway. It's a story for another day. Our house caught fire from Norway, and when that house caught fire, immediately after we put off the fire, he stopped crying. And he never cried again, So you were strange in that way. But then I had to come back to my husband. Yes, my husband called me and said, you know what? Come back. Oh, sorry, let me take you back a little bit. Before coming back here, I went to his father's place because they come from Masvingo. Tino actually come from Masvingo. So I went to visit his family members. And then when I get there, the child was coughing. Coughing non-stop. And then I had to take him to the hospital, to the clinic. When I get there, they transferred us to the hospital because they said, no, this is serious. A child can have chest problems out of coughing, mabayo. I don't know what you call it in English anyway. So, doba ta admitwa hospital, Masvingo General Hospital. And then we stayed in that hospital for days. I think about 6-7 days we were there in the hospital. And then they tried to run all the tests, but they could not see anything. And the child was coughing and coughing non-stop, And then I was confused. I didn't know what to do. And then another lady told me that, you know what? You need to get out of this hospital because you don't know what is happening to your child, and you don't know what is causing all these things that is happening to your child. So you need to go out of the hospital and try these white garment prophets, And I was like, oh, but I don't believe in those people, But then she said, no, you have to go there because you don't know what is happening to your child. Saka zvisinei ndakasvika pakuti let me go nemwana. Ndakasvika pakukumbira discharge from the hospital. And then they discharged us. Doctor akati, but iwewe ndio wakumbira discharge. Ndikati, yes, ndikukumbira discharge. But then mwana panga mu hospital, a lot was happening, strange things. The doctor would come in the morning and check the child and say, mwana we discharge because he's fine, he's okay. Tiri padore kubuda tapedza kusaina everywhere. Tapa last dore kuti tisaine discharge. Mwana aibva atanga kukosora non-stop. And he was having this coughing yekuti like something is sitting on his pauro pake, on his throat. But then we don't know kuti chicha inyatsoitika. Sikaenda kazozvonoti, no man, this is not normal anymore. This is spiritual. Because remember, on all these things that was happening, my child was not losing weight. That's number one. He never lost weight. He was still the same. Still the same. There was nothing. If you see his face, he was like someone who is not sick at all. So now I was like, maybe this lady, she's telling me the truth. It's high time that I have to act, otherwise I'm gonna lose my child. So after all those things, I had to go home. Novata discharge kwa novata enda. Tichingonosvika kumba, that coughing started, and I regretted because I thought kuti my way dandaramba ngundiri kuchipatara. Mwana akatanga non-stop. Amy. Then ndakati naye Mwari, so what can I do here? Ndopa ndakanzwa kuti no, there is a lady anoshandira. So vanati, let me go there. Let me go there. Ndimbonoona kuti chichi kuitika. When you are a mother, you can do anything just to save your child's life. Samai. And then I had to run there. I called my guru. I remember, my guru, please. My child, my guru, my child, mwana wangu kana. Vakati, what is happening? Ndakati, kana. Ari kungoramba chikosora akati, no mainini, chikwirai muende pakati tinosangana. Then we went to this prophetess. Yeah, the white garment prophetess. Konongo chatsvagere kuti kupi kana kuti kupi. Imi kana mwana arwara. Tasvika paya. Mai vaya takasvika chinzi nemuzukuru wachona gogo vari kurwara saka havasi kubetsera. And I was like, oh God, I don't know anyone mumasvingo. Vanhu vandaingoziva hama dzemurume, and I didn't know any place or anything. Ndikati zvinondochiita sei nemwana nezvaarizvo. Zvikanzi vari kutorwara havasi kukwanisa kushandira munhu. And then we were like, okay, tende kumba tinotsvaka kuti tobetserwa kupi. Saka tatonosvika pagedhi kamuzukuru kai kakauya kachimhanya kakati hanzi nagogodzokai. And then when we go back, mbuya vaya takasvika mbuya vaya vachibuda mubedroom vakamonera vakapfeka machira avo magemens. Yes, magemens. And then she was like, why are you doing this? She was crying like spirit, yeah, in the spirit. And then she was like, mureitirai utsenye hwakadai chokwadi vanhu munonyepera kuenda kuchechi muchidini. And then she was saying all those things. And then she took salt and then akatanga kundikwiza mazamu angu kumakwiza salt achimakwiza salt. And I forgot to tell you, pananga ndiri kuchipatara mukaka wakatombooma. Saka ndimunoziva in our culture kuti kana mukaka wakaoma mukaka waoma kunonzi mwana haararami imi. And then when I called my mom and tell her that, Mama, this is what is happening, my breast, they are dry. Yo, my mom called my sister and everyone was like, we are praying because this is not normal. If you see your breast dry, it means you're gonna bury your child. Yo, people were just telling me those things, And then anyway, I called my ex-husband. I said, yo, baby, this is what is happening. My breasts are dry. So when we went to that prophetess, she prayed for me with salt and oil on my breast. She was praying, rubbing my breast with salt, praying, in these tongues and everything. And then she was even crying when she was praying for me. And then she said, you know what? People have played with you. She now started prophesying about what was happening when I was pregnant. And this is what I didn't know or realized, that a pregnant woman is not supposed to come out the milk. And it autofanira kubuda mukaka. But inini mukaka wangu aitobuda yembe yaizara nemukaka. And I never knew. I thought kuti inini ndine mukaka wakawandisa mwana wangu paanobuda. You will never get hungry. Anenge ine mukaka wakaita se wakawandisa. But I didn't know kuti something was already happening there. They were playing games with me. So she told me that, and she said to me, you were supposed to tell the elders, because a pregnant woman is not supposed to come out the milk. But anyway, shakanga shateta se shatoitika. Then she prayed for me, mkaka wakatanga obuda. And then she said to me, okay, pauri kuenda nemwana, this is what I'm giving you. Please, if you see this thing, when you get home, take this. She gave me, matombo, my stones. And then she said, you do this and this and this. And then ukaona mwana wako asina kuita po, siva kuti shaendwa. Guys, you don't want to know the fear that was in me. Mwana wako kana asina kuita po, zoti shaida se shaendwa. And then I was like, oh my God, saka mwana wangu zvinoka nakasaita po, what is going to happen? Yo. And then I had to, pray. Imi mambo na materi. Hakuna munhu anonamatira namai vatarisana nerufu rwomwana wavo kuti I prayed zvokutodaro. Ndaiti after every 5 minutes ndainovhura pampa mwana kuti ndionoti anoita puiri. After every 5 minutes. Guys, if I want to be honest with you, pandakaona mwana aita pu, it was a celebration. Yeah, I was so happy. Kutange ndinopenga. I was over the moon. Ndakafarira tsvina yemwana. Ndakafarira pu yemwana, kuifarira chako chaiko. Ndakamhanya ndikanodaidza mai guru. Ngati mai guru, come and see. Aita tsvina mwana. You don't know. Live. So, aiwa, ndakabva ndazoti mwana wangu aita sei ararama. Then kukosora hakuna kupera, we had to go kwa private chichiche. Ndobva ndanzi saka mukaka wako pandakanga ndiri kwagogo kuya kwa madzimai kuya. She told me kuti mazamu ako akasviba shamwari, because varoi anzi zvidhoma zvaimwa mukaka wangu zvokwambo. Saka ini ndakabva ndatoti musi iwoyo tichibva kwadhokta ndakapfuura ndichibva kwaambuya ikoko, ndakabva ndanopfuura ndichitsvaga nani yangu ndikati today, this is the end. My child will never suck this breast again. He can never share his milk nezvikwambo. No. So ndava ndatotenga nani. That was how Tino stopped breastfeeding. He was only 1 month when this happened. Akanga ngori nemwedzi chete. He only drank his milk 1 month breastfeeding. So okay, I thought zvakupfuura chikamu ichocho chaita se chadarika, and then we had to go back home. Tadzokera kumba kwedu kwamai vangu inini. I did the preparations to come back to South Africa, get a passport, and then we get here. When we came back here, at least things were better. My husband showed me love. We were okay, and yeah. But then there was something strange that was happening again, you know. But the way when we left Zim, Tino akanga kutodzidzira kugara, akatomboti garei, you know, zvekuti mwana akatombosimba kakugara mbichana. But then when we came back here, a strange things started happening. Tino was now crying every day from 11 up to 3 a.m. Every single day. Aitochema mwana, and I did not understand now what is happening, you know. And then ndopa akatanga kudzokera kumashure, but I didn't realize mwana akatanga kudzokera kumashure haachakuri, kuti pawamusiya ndipapo haachadyi, aiswerera just 250 ml of milk. He was not drinking water at all. Anga singatodi kana mvura, akanga singadi any other food, porridge and anything. He was not eating. That's what worried me. And then paita zvese izvozvo, also skin yake yakatanga kufufunuka, you know, akatanga kufufunuka skin, kutanga kubuda ropa, kutsemuka miro yese achibuda ropa to an extent yekuti he was now pink, you know. He was now a pinky boy. And then he was also smelling. He started smelling because muma joints mdaichika kumugezesa. Sikakanga kunwa mwana, notaituka ngombato dai ma joints ake aibuda ropa. What is happening? Then I had to try to consult and, you know, like from other people. But then ndakafunga tunoende ipi, but zvisina ina vandasangana with this other man of God that I knew from long ago, and I knew that yeah, he was very powerful, a very powerful, strong man of God. Ndopa ndakaenda ndakavafonera ndakati this is what is happening. Then he said to me, you can come to church with your child. Tichingonopinda muchechi, yo, my child cried. Tino cried like crazy. Akachema zvokuchema zvezvia. And then I didn't know what to do. But pakuchema kwaakaita kuya, akanga asingatode the environment. It was very hot for him. Saka mufundisi vakangotora mwana vakamubata maoko vakati, mwana uyu haadyi, mwana uyu hahanwe mvura, mwana uyu ari kumborarama nei, you know, ari kurarama nei mwana uyu, because the way ari kurarama nayo, it doesn't even seem like it, you know, it's strange. Ari kurarama nei mwana uyu. Vavango, he didn't say much. Vakangomuhoda vakadai vakati, it is well and it is done. Nde munofida mwana. Pana sinombogumira pano. I will come back with part 2. Tichitaura zvekare pamusoro penhau yaTino. It is a journey, but panasi regai ndigumire pano. Ndichidzokorodza zvekare guys, follow me guys on Facebook, on TikTok and on YouTube. Chingobaya subscribe yako, and if you see my post, like, comment and share. Anditi. Thank you so much. Mitiro zvakanaka naMwari. Part 2 will be coming. Thank you.